Welcome Snoozie Fam to another video where we scour the internet to find some of the most terrifying and weirdest dreams out there. You won't want to miss today's episode. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content on dreams, nightmares, and all things sleep. Today's story is inspired by an anonymous user over on Reddit, and it's about the entire world turning into stone. Now, let the dreams begin. That day, I was returning from the coffee shop where my girlfriend had broke up with me. Ashley and I had been a couple for more than 6 years, and we were thinking about moving in together. However, the sudden breakup devastated me, and I cried on the way home. She told me that I was too attached to my job and didn't give her the love and affection that she deserved. Ashley said that she felt so alone, and I was never there for her. I got home that day and went straight for the bottle of Jack Daniels. For me, living without Ashley was life without meaning. My head now throbbing from the countless glasses of whiskey, I laid down on my couch and stared at a photo of Ashley on the coffee table as I slowly drifted off and closed my eyes. I will never forget the dream I had that night when Ashley broke up with me. In this dream, I was at my local cafe, sipping on a cup of coffee. I glanced around and saw in front of me was Julia, my favorite waitress at that cafe. She was just standing there with a bill in her hand. I asked her, "What's the damage this time, Julia?" Julia didn't reply. I cleared my throat and asked a little louder, "How much is the bill, Julia?" But again, she didn't answer. And it was right then and there that I noticed a deep silence that brewed in the cafe. Slowly, I lifted my head and looked straight into Julia's eyes. She returned my look with a cold stare. Her eyes, however, did not blink or move. Her expression was frozen. Lips parted, teeth showing a little, and the tip of her tongue was between her teeth, as if she was starting to say the word "this" and then stopped mid-sentence. What is going on here? I could feel the hair at the back of my neck stiffen, like metal filings drawn to a magnet. There was something truly not right about the situation. With apprehension rippling down my spine, I stood up and touched Julia's hands. She was cold and as hard as a rock. I tapped her on the shoulder and she did not move. And I pushed her as hard as I could. But she just stood there like a stone statue. She neither budged nor changed her expression. I panicked. My voice was shaking as I called out for the cafe manager, Mark. "Mark! Mark! What on God's name is wrong here?" Mark, standing by the cash counter, did not move. I rushed over to the counter and grabbed him by the shoulder, trying to shake him, but Mark was rooted on the spot. Something was very wrong here. My first instinct was to rush to Ashley's apartment to check if she was there, to check if she was okay. There was actually a great sense of relief when I thought of her, with her blue eyes and understanding manner. If anyone was to believe me, it was Ashley. I left the haunted coffee shop and started walking hastily towards Ashley's apartment. I walked past intersection after intersection and up the main road until the gray haze of the city made everything look even darker. And as far as I can tell, nothing was moving. Cars were poised in the street, some passing other cars, some turning corners. Pedestrians paused with one foot up in the air, and a bird had fallen from the sky and had broken into 4 pieces on the ground. Everything in the vicinity had turned into stone. With this shocking sight in front of me, I began to run, and I did not slow down for 15 minutes until the surroundings seemed familiar to me. It was Ashley's neighborhood. And then I reached Ashley's apartment, sobbing with relief. I walked through the lawn and reached the front door. I tried to open it, but it was locked. In fact, the entire front door and the locking mechanism had turned into stone. "Ashley! Ashley! Are you in there? My God, there's something wrong. Please tell me you're okay." The world was a planet of death on which I was the only one that could move and speak. Defeated and utterly beaten, I did not know what to do next. I found myself stumbling around and onto the kitchen window. I tried to peer in, anxious to see if anyone was there. The room was dark and I just couldn't see anything. I returned to the front of the house and took a seat on the front porch, head in hand. I slipped into a hell of regrets. I thought that I had died somehow, and this must be hell or purgatory. This was my world now. What had happened to this world was beyond simple imagination, but one thing became clear. This was a realm where change or motion of any kind did not exist. The fire would not burn and the smoke would not rise. Doors refused to open and liquids became solid. In other words, change had ceased to exist, as if the master hand had put its finger on the world's balance wheel. And then there was movement on my right side. Something shot from between the parked cars and crashed into me. This thing was brown and hairy and soft. It knocked me down, but before I could catch my breath, a wet tongue was licking my face and hand. And I looked up at the face of a cute German Shepherd dog. Frantic with joy at seeing another living thing in the city of death, I got back on my feet. The dog stood up to plant its big paws on my chest and then licked my face. I laughed out loud, something that I did not think I'd be doing. "Where'd you come from, boy? What's your name?" There was a heavy brass-studded collar around the dog's neck, and it read on the little nameplate, Major. For a while, I was busy playing with the dog and forgot about the insanity that was going on around me. That moment gave me immense joy, something I hadn't felt in a while. A few minutes passed, and I said, "Well, Major, at least we've got each other as company now. What shall we do? Maybe your nose can smell another friend for us." Both of us walked for hours, looking and searching for other survivors. And finally, I was tired and sat down. Apparently, Major was tired too. I laid down with my eyes facing the sky. It was as black as charcoal. Why walk anymore? There's nothing out there anyways. This was how I would die, so let it be. And I closed my eyes. Tears rolled down my face, and then I woke up. I was laying on the couch and crying. I couldn't believe that this was all a dream. The type of loneliness I felt in that dream was something that I had never felt before in my life. I was so lonely, and then I understood what Ashley meant when she felt alone. I need to change as a person, to be a better and more supporting boyfriend. I need to improve. For Ashley. Have you had a nightmare where you were all alone in the world, feeling scared and tired? Let us know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and click on the bell notification for more amazing content like this. Share this with a friend if you think they may need a little wake-up call. Thanks for watching, and until next time, sleep well.